Ed, thank you very much for agreeing to co-host this very important event. Dear colleagues, recent years have shown us that the energy security shouldn't be taken for granted. Many events. Remember the times of COVID, Russia's invasion of Ukraine and resulting issues, energy security issues, the developments in Middle East, extreme weather events, cyber attacks on energy infrastructure around the world. They do remind us regularly that energy security is and looks like will be a crucial issue in the global agenda. While we acknowledge energy security from these angles to be crucial, there is one issue that I wanted to share with you, a bit forgotten from time to time, namely energy security of the people who have no access to energy today. IEA has been pioneering the very fact that today 750 million people around the world have no access to electricity. More than 2 billion people have no access to clean cooking and using wood, animal waste, agricultural waste for cooking, with huge implications. These are critical issues for the global energy security if you look at it. And of course, in many countries, including in some advanced countries, affordability of energy also appears to be a very important topic. In this context, we thought it is important to bring governments around the world together to discuss on these topics. And last August 2024, we have officially announced that we are organizing such a summit here in London with the great courtesy of the UK government, especially with my colleague, with my friend at Miliband. Dear colleagues, we have, as Mr. Miliband mentioned, we have some 60 governments from all continents. I think this itself is an important statement of how crucial energy security is, especially if you consider that the times we are in are the times of geopolitical fragmentation, rather than countries are working so closely together, if we have to be frank to ourselves. In this geopolitical context, bringing 60 governments together, as well as 50 business leaders all around the world, is something noteworthy in my view. Dear colleagues, energy security, for us, for the IEA, we have two broad group of energy security risks we see. One, traditional energy security risks. We all know, we have experienced since decades several oil and gas supply disruptions around the world. Oil and gas are key parts of our energy mix, and they will remain as part of the energy mix years to come. Recent events show us once again how important the oil and gas supply security is. I'll give you two examples. Again, after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, oil markets went through very difficult times. And in order to avoid a major supply disruption, International Energy Agency released oil stocks from its reserves to comfort the markets for the benefit of all. The same applied to natural gas especially with the European countries. I am sure the Commissioner Dan Jorgensen here with us in the afternoon. We will have President von der Leyen. They will mention IEA and European countries work together to avoid a major energy crisis in Europe, especially the lack of availability of gas as the Russian gas was cut. So this is one part of the energy security risk we see. It is with us, it will be with us. But, dear colleagues, there is another emerging energy security risk, which is coming from the different angle. A remarkable story in the last few years is the very strong expansion of clean, advanced energy technologies. If you look at the numbers, what we do IEA all the time, and I tell my colleagues, data always wins. Sometimes it takes some time, but at the end, it always wins. So when we look at the data, last year, of all power plants installed in the world, about 85% were renewables. Solar, wind, hydropower, 5% nuclear power. Look at the other angle, transportation sector. We are seeing the big increase of electric cars globally. It changed from one country to another, but there is a strong increase, and according to our data, again, today, 1 out of 4 cars sold in the world is an electric car. It's a big change compared to several years ago, and it will go in this direction very strongly. So what is the problem? The problem is the following, the energy security challenge, because they do themselves help to address the energy security. As Mr. Secretary of State mentioned, homegrown energy is the best friend of energy security. But to produce, to manufacture these new clean energy technologies, we need critical minerals. Mining, production of critical minerals, and manufacturing these clean energy technologies, when we look at this, where the critical minerals are produced, where they are refined, and where they are manufacturing, there is a huge concentration. And this is something that we think is risky. Wherever the concentration is, it is a risky business. There can be some event in terms of the geopolitical event. There can be an earthquake, there can be a technical failure. This is always risky, this concentration. And this is something that the IEA considers a new emerging energy security challenge in addition to the traditional one. So it is the reason we have built a critical minerals program, and we are, as our gas market report, oil market report, we are regularly informing the world what is happening in different critical minerals. Their demand, their supply, mining, investment prices to bring transparency to the world. But this is another challenge that we wanted to underline, and it makes us, this concentration, vulnerable our energy security system. So these are the two challenges I think we will look today and tomorrow. The challenge of the established traditional energy security, oil and gas, and the second, the challenge emerging from the critical minerals and the supply chains. Now, against that, and I want to finish with this, I have 3 golden rules to address energy security. There are many of them, but 3 of them I wanted to share with you. Number 1 golden rule is diversification. Diversification of the energy sources, diversification of the countries you import energy, diversification of the trade routes or supply chains. not to put all the eggs in one basket, because the geopolitical situation can change, technical failures can create problems. I would say this is the first golden rule for me, diversification. The second one is predictability. Dear colleagues, energy sector is a bit different than the other sectors of the economy. It requires huge investments with the project's long lead times. And if the policies are not predictable, they change from one day to another, it creates uncertainty, and as such, it increases the cost of capital. And this is a major problem. And it is a major problem for investors, and the unpredictable economies lead the investors fly away. So this is the second golden rule for me after the diversification, predictability. Third and the last is the cooperation. Mr. Miliband mentioned perfectly, and I completely agree. Every country has its own pathway for energy, based on their economies, natural resources, political context, and others. We should understand and respect it. However, dear colleagues, no country, small or big, is an energy island. We are interconnected, interdependent through many ways. Through energy prices, they are international. Through emissions, they are global. Through technological innovation, they are global. We are interconnected. So lasting solutions to energy security, in my view, goes through cooperation. And saying cooperation, it is in fact the very reason we host this meeting today. We have many oil exporters, huge oil exporters, gas exporters. We have several renewable companies from businesses and countries. We have several countries with huge critical mineral resources, lithium, nickel, copper. We bring everybody together, hope to have a common understanding about our energy challenges, and that we all understand the need to cooperate, which is good for all of us. As such, I want to thank once again the government of United Kingdom, and we were honored with agreeing the co-host with the IEA, Mrs. Secretary of State, and we were also honored with the letter of the King Charles. Thank you very much for that, and I wish all of us a very good conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Birol. I'd love now to actually So, dear ministers and distinguished guests, we move to the first order of the day. We both have a fast-moving energy sector and a fast-moving world around it. And how do we shape an approach